Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Best Day Ever Crafting Podcast. This is a podcast about my making journey and celebrating with you all the reasons why crafting every day makes for the best day ever. My name is Trisha, and I can be found on Instagram as Tie-Dye Diva. You can also find me on Instagram as the_fiber tree. And that is where you will find information about my stationery and sticker shop and lots of planning and journaling inspiration. You can also find me on Ravelry as Tie-Dye Diva, as well as in the podcast group, the Best Day Ever podcast group. So I will definitely link to all those places in the show notes. And welcome. If this is your very first time here, an extra special welcome to you. So I hope everyone is doing relatively well. It's been a while. I think it's been about at least 4 weeks since I've podcasted. So it's just been a lot going on, not feeling the greatest and been a little busy. So just trying to rebalance things. But it's so nice to be back here with you again today. So I have so many things to share since it's been a while. So I hope you have your making, your knitting, your embroidery, your cross stitch, your crochet, or whatever it is that is filling your crafty world. And I actually am having a cup of tea. It is pretty chilly outside today. I haven't even checked the temperature, but it's chilly, it's windy. We got a little bit of snow yesterday, so that dusting is still on the grassy areas, which tells you how chilly it is. And so I just thought I'd fix myself a cup of tea. And I also wanted to share with you this adorable mug that came from Jenny the Potter, one of my absolute favorite potters. This was actually the New York Sheep and Wool mug from Jenny the Potter from 2021. And I was so fortunate to be able to get in on a pre-order to receive this mug. It's basically a sheep with houseplants. So it's just so absolutely adorable. And I'm just sipping on a cup of Harney & Sons Jasmine Pearl. Yeah, it's Jasmine Pearl tea. It's really, really good too. So before I get into the making, sharing with you the things I've been working on, just a little bit of admin. Our knit along, very first knit along for 2022, and I should say make along because it's not just for knitting, it's for all the crafts. We're making vests. You can knit a vest, you can crochet a vest, you can quilt a vest, you can sew a vest. If it's a vest, then it works. Very loose rules. The only thing that it has to be a new project. It has to be a project for an adult size. And let's see, what else can I say about that? Yeah, we're just making vests. So I've received several tags on Instagram for the make along. Some of you guys are super excited about it, and so am I. So you'll find all the information about the make along in the Ravelry group. So head over there. There's some chatter going on already. I'm going to post in what I will be making, which is the trim vest, TRYM. It is a vest from Blacker Yarns, and I will insert a picture of it right here because I have not printed off my pattern yet. So here's a picture of the trim vest. It's adorable, isn't it? Very simple, very clean lines, and the way that the model is wearing it is probably exactly how I'll be styling my trim vest, or I may even be putting it over a dress or a jumper. So we'll see. But really looking forward to getting that on the needles. And as we get into the making, I will share with you what yarn I'll be using for my trim vest. So again, head over to the Ravelry group for all the details on the vest along. If you are on Instagram and you want to post your pictures, use the hashtag BDE vest along. I'm going to put it right here, and it will also be in the Ravelry group. So let's get into the making, shall we? So I have been doing quite a bit of knitting, but I only have one finished object to share with you today. And this is my Vanilla Beanie DK hat. This is a pattern by the Knitting Loft, which is a yarn shop in Canada. It's a very simple beanie, and I believe they also have a fingering weight version. So to achieve the DK gauge, I combined a fingering weight yarn along with mohair silk lace. These are the colors that I chose. So the top mohair lace is from 29 Bridges, and the color is patina. And I combined this with their plump sock, and I believe this color is Harbor. If you guys have been with me for a while, you know how much I absolutely love the combination of merino and stranding it with a strand of mohair lace. I just absolutely love that. Because you can actually create so many interesting colors of fabric when you do that. So in my Vanilla Beanie DK, you can see those specks of yellow and green and the tonal blues, and it's just a very straightforward pattern, super simple, beginner friendly. I'll try it on at the expense of messing up my hair. But I do want to show you just how wearable it is. So you've got some options. You can wear it like down over your ears to just be super, super comfy. The way I will most likely wear mine is like this. And I still have quite a bit back here I can just play around with. I could wear it like this, which is also super cute, and you still have the ability to keep your ears covered. So lots and lots of options with the Vanilla Beanie DK. I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. This is one of those patterns you can knit over and over and over again. And just, it's quick and fast. It's doesn't take a lot of concentration until you get to the decreases. I will say, I believe I knit mine maybe about a ½ inch to an inch longer. My hair is super thick. And I have a larger head, so I definitely wanted to make sure that I had quite a bit of slouch going on, and I really like the way it turned out. I have not blocked this. I might block it because I do want to try to get a little bit of that roll out. I don't mind a tiny bit, but I want to be able to achieve as much length on the head as I can. So I'll probably soak this before I wear it. Probably next winter, because spring, despite the current state of the weather, spring is definitely on the way. So, speaking of the Vanilla Beanie DK, because I loved it so much, I did indeed cast on for another. And I haven't made a great deal of progress on it, but I will show you what I have thus far. So in this particular one, I decided to knit it pink. So here's my progress thus far on this Vanilla Beanie DK hat. The yarns that I chose for this hat is Plucky Knitter, and I do believe this pink was one of their one-hit wonder colors, which means it's not a specific color, but there was something that was slightly off about the color, and so they named them one-hit wonders, and you can get them at a really, really good price. As a matter of fact, I just ordered a couple of one-hit wonder skeins from Plucky. You never know what colors you're going to get. You never know what bases you're going to get. But the skeins run between 10 and like 20 bucks. So it's a super, super deal if you want to get your hands on some Plucky yarn. You really can't go wrong with whatever you get. So I'm sitting here just knitting a couple of stitches on my hat because I just love it so much. Love it so much. And the mohair that I'm using is from Viola Yarns, who is a Canadian dyer. And I don't know if I have the ball band. Let me check and see. I don't have the ball band for this color, but I can look at my stash and include that in the show notes. And I do believe I've created a project page for this, but if I haven't, I'll do so before the show notes, or while I'm doing the show notes, and then you'll be able to have all the information about the colors and whatnot. So that's my first whip that I have been working on. And let's see, what else do I have in this bin? I'm still working on my eyeball shawl, which is a shawl by Stephen West. And I've got quite a bit of progress on this, but because of the way this is knit, it's going to be really hard to show you what it looks like. So as you can see, that's quite a bit of knitting that's going on, that has happened. This is the center of the shawl. For the beginning of the shawl, the first section, which is this darker section, which would be the darker part of the eye, is knit in the round, and then you change colors to this beautiful pink. This is also knit in the round, and then you separately knit each part of the whites of the eye. So one part is already completed, which is this section here. It's just so much knitting. You've got some increases going on in the center there, and now I'm working on the second part, the other side of the whites of the eye. And you knit each part separate, and you can see those increases there, which makes that white part of the eye just get larger and larger. And then when that's done, then you go back to knitting in the round in a 2-color brioche. So the colors that I chose, the darker is Macintosh Sock in Mare, M-A-R-E. The pink is Plucky Knitter Feet, and I believe the color is Hotsy Totsy. No, it's Going Steady. Plucky Feet and Going Steady. And then the speckle, the white speckle for the white part of the eye is Macintosh Merino Light in Found Pottery. So this is another one of those mindless patterns, just a couple of things you need to keep an eye on while you're working on it, but super fun, super relaxing, just enough to keep you engaged. And here are the colors. Look close up so you can see them. These are all yarns that I've had in my stash for quite some time, so that's always nice too, when you can create from deep stash, which is really great. Next up is a new whip since I last recorded. I started a new sweater. I don't know if I mentioned this the last time I recorded, but I was just agonizing over what my very first sweater make was going to be for 2022. But then when Andrea Mowry came out with the Metamorphic, that pretty much settled it. So let me get this yarn out of the way so I can show you. Let me turn it to the front. I just separated for the sleeves. As you can see, I've made quite a bit of progress already. So here is my Metamorphic. So again, this is a pattern by Andrea Mowry, and the pattern calls for 2 spin cycle yarns. One is their sport weight oh, I can't even remember the name of the color, but it's their color changing yarn. And the other one, is it called Metamorphic? Anyway, it's like it's a marled yarn. So to knit the pattern, you're just alternating skeins each row, and that is what creates the color change. So the yarns I chose are, let me pull them out of the bag so you can see a little bit better. I'm actually using 3 different colors for my Metamorphic. Let me grab this. So my main color is this beautiful Whisper Soft Pink. This color is called Secrets, and this is from Knot House Yarns. This is their Knot House Yarns DK. It's an absolutely beautiful springy base. That's my main color. The color that is creating the yarn that's creating the color shifts is this, and this is from Yarn Hero. I absolutely love her yarns, and I will say this is a much more economic option than using spin cycle yarns. And she has beautiful varieties of color. I decided to do a contrast neckline as well as bottom hem and sleeves. And this beautiful color is from Ellie, and her yarn brand name is Craft House Magic, as well as her podcast. She resides in the UK. Absolutely love her podcast. She's an amazingly talented and prolific maker. So that is what you're seeing on the front. And what I also love about this is that, as you can see, the center as well as the back features that beautiful seam that's accomplished very easily by purling and slipping stitches. It's also repeated on the sleeves as well as the underarm seam. So now that I have done quite a bit of the body, the more challenging parts are done. As you can see, the back sits up a little higher, so there were some short rows. What else can I say? So now that I have separated for the sleeves, which is what I was going to say, it's just straight knitting, and I'm making sure you slip or purl those stitches so that your spine stays nice and neat, the way the pattern calls for, and that just continues on until you knit the bottom border and the sleeves. So very straightforward pattern. I was sitting here wondering if I'd ever knit one of Andrea Mowry's sweater patterns, and I really don't think so. This is probably my first Andrea Mowry sweater pattern, and now I totally see why she's such a prolific and popular sweater designer. Pattern is absolutely delightful to knit from, so highly recommended. She's also having a sweater make-along that goes through the end of April, so my goal is definitely to get this finished so that I can participate in that make-along, and who knows, maybe I'll win a prize. So again, this is the Metamorphic by Andrea Mowry, and this is hanging out, and whenever I post this bag on Instagram, I always get so many questions about it. Close it up so you can really get a good look at it. It's adorable. It's from Daisy Said. I purchased this when I was on vacation last year in the Outer Banks. The Knitting Addiction is a beautiful yarn store in the Outer Banks, and so this was like a treat to me when I went to her store. And you can also find Daisy Says on Instagram, where you will probably find a link to her shop. Okay, so I think those are the main knitting things I've been working on. I will show you briefly the progress I'm making on my Afghan for 2022. Last episode, I shared that I'm attempting to do the Moogly Crochet Afghan make-along for 2022. So basically the way it works is you get 2 new patterns every month, and you can knit each one. You can knit more than one of each of a particular pattern if you really love it. So I've made a little bit of progress. I'm actually quite behind by 2 squares, so I got to carve out some time so that I can catch up with that. But I did want to share with you progress on the 3rd square, which incorporates a heart, a crochet heart right in the center of the square. So this took quite a bit of wind out of my sails. It was a bit challenging for me as a new crocheter, but now that it's done, I just absolutely love it. So now I have to follow the pattern and pick up the stitches in such a way that this heart eventually turns into a square. So hopefully the next time I record, I will be able to have a couple more crochet squares done for my Afghan. And this is all hanging out in this cute little basket that I picked up probably from a yarn festival. And as you can see, this is my color scheme: oranges, grays, browns. Yep. So I gotta get cracking on that because I don't want to fall too far behind. Okay, I do have some show notes, so let me make sure I'm not missing out on anything. So other than that, I am still actively working on a couple of crochet blankets. I got a pair of socks that are on my needles that are just about done. Hopefully the next time I record, I'll be able to show those to you. I've been doing quite a bit of art journaling. If you follow me on Instagram as _fibertree, you will have seen some of those, and I will also include some of them towards the end at the end of the podcast. I'll reserve that for lots and lots of journaling spreads for those who are interested. But I did want to share one particular one with you that I absolutely loved, and you guys who follow me on Instagram really love this one too. So I'll just share this one with you. I'll put it at the end also. So here it is. It's a lot going on, and as I've shared before, I'm totally new to art journaling. I've only been doing it for less than a year, and what I decided to do was to join Helen Colebrook. She has a Patreon feed, and she just provides so much encouragement and instructions and how-tos. It is the best. I think it's like $7. I'm doing the $7 a month tier, and I've just learned so much about so many different types of art journaling. So what she does at the beginning of the month, she'll give you prompts that you can try. So the one of the prompts for this month was interactive, and another one was stenciling. So this is what I tried to incorporate in this particular spread. So the interactive part is this beautiful piece of Japanese rice paper that I just attached with a brad, which you can see right here. And all the other elements are some collage paper, these 2 washi tapes right here that I have layered, both of which are in my shop. This beautiful brown vintage washi, as well as the black and white grid. Layered it with some florals. This particular florals is in a set that you can find in the shop. Some papers that were layered. So just quite a bit going on. I just find it so relaxing. And then I finished it off. I had some white space that I didn't really like, and that's where the plus stamping came in. So I'm just having a really, really good time with journaling. It is another one of those relaxing crafts that just feeds your soul in a completely different way. So if you are new, or if you've never art journaled before and you want to give it a shot, again, just follow me on Instagram. Follow Helen Colebrook on Instagram, as well as just so many others who have been doing this much longer than I have. That can just provide so much inspiration and you can learn from. I apologize for that noise. It's from my neighbor upstairs who has a little kid, and I feel like he decides to jump and play at the most inopportune times. And if he wasn't so adorable, I would probably be a lot more annoyed than I am now. So let's move quickly into sewing. I do have a little bit of sewing to share with you today. I finally finished this shirt number 1. This is a pattern by my mind is drawing a blank. 100 Acts of Sewing, Sonia Phillips. Sonia Phillips is her name. And this is my shirt number 1. I've made so many of these. This is definitely my aesthetic. Just really simple things that flow off of you that are just so super comfy. So I sewed this one in just a very basic buffalo check, a cotton flannel buffalo check. And I know you're probably thinking, yep, Trish, you finished a flannel shirt just in time for the spring. But if the weather is as crazy as it has been here lately, I might get to wear this for a few days. Even in the spring, I did make the sleeves a little bit longer, so I could easily layer this like under a long sleeve black tee. On cooler days, I could put a white shirt up under this or just wear it as is. But I absolutely love it. And as you can see, I did use a contrast bias binding to finish the neckline. Yeah, so another shirt number 1 done. Really, really happy about that. Also, the dress that I'm wearing was modified from the shirt number 1. And I'll stand up in a minute so you can see it. But this is basically the schematic for the shirt number 1. How simple can you get? So you definitely have some options with this. You can lengthen those sleeves out, which is what I did for my shirt. And you can also make it longer. And you can also turn it into a dress. So basically what I did, I just made it much, much longer so that I could make like a shift dress. So that is what I'm wearing today. And as you can see, I made the sleeves much longer. And then I put some elastic at the bottom of the sleeve to give it like a blousing look. There's my side seam. This pattern is just 2 pieces, the front and the back, which is exactly the same. Let's see, what else can I say about this? This fabric I picked up from G Street Fabrics, which is in Rockville, Maryland, quite some time ago. It is a beautiful ombre gradient. I don't even know what it's made out of. It's really drapey. I'm not sure. It's probably polyester. There's no stretch to it, but it's really light and flowy, and I love it. So I do have a couple of other shirt number 1s as well as dress number 1s I want to get going with for the spring and summer coming up. So definitely stay tuned for some more sewing inspiration. Let's see, what can we get into next? I think, let me take a look at my show notes, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I think we can move into acquisitions. There are always acquisitions, right? So before I talk about what I've purchased, I want to talk about something that was sent to me by M Creative J, Melissa Galbraith reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in trying one of their embroidery kits. So, trying to be careful I don't drop anything. So, of course, I said, yes, absolutely. I would love to jump at that chance. Hold on. That was me. I had my computer on and hold on. All right. So, it wouldn't be a podcast without a blooper, right? So, this is the pattern that I chose to be sent to me. This is called the Positive Plants Embroidery Kit. And she's calling it a botanical fiber art. So these sheets here, I believe it's about 5 or 6 sheets of instructions, very detailed instructions, how to do the stitches. This page here is what I will be using for tracing out my pattern. I've already decided that this is the pattern I'm going to do. So you have options for 4 different designs. So I'm going to be doing the You Are Enough pattern. What else is in here? I mean, everything is included. All of the instructions. Also love the font on this. It's nice and big. There are illustrations to go with the instructions. It's printed in color. So very nice touch. So that really impressed me for starters. Then she included a really nice card here. And absolutely every single thing you need to complete this project was included. So of course, your hoop, your embroidery hoop. Nerge is the brand. It feels really sturdy. So yay for that. It includes the backing, so when the embroidery piece is finished, I will be able to back it properly. This is the transfer paper that I will be tracing the pattern on. And once I trace the pattern on here, so I will have like a template to actually do my stitches on, which is great. This dissolves in water, so once everything is finished, I will soak the entire project and this paper just disappears. It goes away, so you have nothing left but your fabric and your stitching, which is pretty cool. It came with the needle, as well as these beautiful embroidery threads. So the black will be used for the writing, and this is the fabric that I will be stitching on. I absolutely love this fabric, absolutely love it. So let me just show you a picture one more time of the actual project. There it is here. So I can't wait to get started with this, because it was actually right on time that she reached out to me, because I had been thinking, I really would like to get back into embroidery. So of course I jumped at that chance. So I will share more details as I get to working on this, which will be very soon. So I have acquired a couple of things. The first thing I want to share with you is this little tool I have been wanting since forever. This is the crocodile, and what it does is it creates corners on your paper. So when I create sticker sheets for the shop, I love to be able to round the corners. And in the past, I've been using a really, I don't want to say rinky dink because it was doing the job, but it's pretty close to rinky dink. I've been using this little doohickey here. This is from the We Are Memory Keepers, which is a a brand that Joann's and Michael's carries, and it did the job. This is like the third corner punch I've bought since opening the shop. And this one is by far the most effective one, but it still creates a lot of pain sometimes in my hands and wrist when using it. So I think I'm gonna do much better with the crocodile. So I'm super excited about this. And this is from, this is also from We Are Memory Keeper. So this one is more so for, I won't say industrial, but definitely for heavy duty jobs. So definitely looking forward to using this. I purchased this from Michael's. If you are a Michael's shopper, you will know that they have had a rewards program for quite some time. And I would always, whenever I would buy something from Michael's, they would ask me, can you put your rewards number in? Can you put your phone number in? And so I'd put it in, but I must admit a couple of times I got a little bit snarky with the cashier, and I'll say, you know, I've been a Michael's rewards member for years, and I don't ever recall receiving a reward from Michael's. So of course they're looking at me like, lady, just pay for your stuff and get lost. But here lately, I have noticed that they have actually established a real rewards program. So I got an email about a month ago saying you have a $10 reward credit. So that's what I used to purchase my crocodile, and I was able to get this for 15 bucks as opposed to 25 bucks, which is what it normally cost. So I was super excited about that. So if you're a Michael's shopper, make sure you keep an eye out for those emails. And that $10 credit was also in my app because it had been tracking my spending. So again, definitely keep an eye out for your Michael's rewards because we want to save as much money as we possibly can, correct? And I also wanted to mention, when I showed you my that art journal spread, I'm actually using a journal purchased from Michael's. This is, forget exactly what it's called, but it's, you've got the first part are these white pages of paper, and then the center of it is this brown craft paper, and then the back repeats the white craft paper. So just wanted to share that with you. This journal was only $5.99, and you could also use they usually every week have a 20% off coupon, so you could hypothetically get this for a lot less than $5.99. But even at $5.99, it's a pretty good deal. I haven't done any watercolor in here, but it works really well with collage. I have definitely done a lot of acrylic work in here with acrylic paints and other really heavy glues, and it's held up really, really well. I'm actually shocked how much I'm enjoying this journal. So again, another Michael's find for $5.99. Also received a beautiful piece of fabric in the mail. This came from Finch Sewing Shop in Leesburg, Virginia. I signed up for a program they have a few weeks back, and let me get a sip of tea. What they do is they'll send you an email when they get these special quantities of fabric, and then it's usually at a super discounted price. This is a Merchant and Mills fabric. I don't know if it's going to be a fabric they release to the public, but it's just something she happened to get, and it was at like I said, a super good price. I normally don't buy Merchant and Mills because it is pricey. But I was so happy to get this. So I got 2 yards of it, and it will probably be another shirt number 1. But love this print. It's absolutely gorgeous. So put this back in the bag. Trying to be tidier. After our podcast, it feels like a bomb went off in a room. because I'm just like showing things and I just toss it, trying to be a little bit more tidier. Let's see here now. Pull out just a couple more things. Amy Beth, the Fat Squirrel Fibers, had a update, and I picked up this project bag because how could I not? There are cats in cars and mopeds and bikes. So adorable. So this is her, oh, I can never remember the name, the sizes of her bags. This is not the largest sweater bag. I think it's the next to the largest sweater bag. And I absolutely adore it. It's lined with a nice heavy canvas lining, and it also came with this strap that I can attach to the zipper. So thank you, Amy Beth. I absolutely love this bag. Fat Squirrel Fibers. Next up, as you may or may not know, the Loopy U is going out of business. So they had a sale. Everything in the shop was either 25 or 30% off. I can't remember. So I did pick up a couple of skeins from them. The first one being Lederman Fiber Arts on their Showstopper base, and this is their trap door color. Absolutely love this. I've wanted this color for so long, and I don't even know what I'm going to do with it, but it's so pretty. So you've got some speckles of purple and orange and yellow and brown. It's a beautiful skein. Maybe I'll get to put it in a shawl with a couple of other colors. Maybe they'll be at Maryland Sheep and Wool, and I'll be able to take this with me and match it up and so that I can create a project with it. Another maker I've been wanting to try is Essence of Autumn, and the Loopy U had a few of her skeins, so I picked these two out. And the color of this is hydrangea. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but hydrangeas are my absolute favorite flower. So I picked these two up. Absolutely beautiful. So I think that's it for yarn. And there's just one other thing. Actually, it's two other things. Everyone had been talking about the cords that you attach to your needles so that you can try on your sweaters. So, and I believe they're called barber cords. But I had a chance to go to the Black Sheep Yarn Shop in Maryland, the suburb of Baltimore, and they have their version. It's called the Easy On, Easy Off Stitch Holders. What they look like. You can see that you can also use them for keeping your stitches on hold for sweaters, top down sweaters. You can just thread it through and then you can tie it. But I was actually able to use them a couple of nights ago when trying on my metamorphic sweater. Total game changer. I normally would put half of my stitches on another needle, but even with doing that, I still would not have enough room to try it on without some of the stitches falling off, which is extremely frustrating. And for this particular set, the Easy On, Easy Off set, you got 3 different sizes. You got one 60-inch tube, which is what I use to try on my sweater, and 2 30-inch tubes, and it says it fits a size 3 to 8 US needle. So for the ones the Black Sheep carries, they're $5.50. I'm not sure how much the Knitting Barber ones cost, but you can do some price comparisons and see which works best for you. But I found these to be extremely effective. And just in case you're not quite understanding how they work, so here's a knitting needle, And here's the cord, and the cord has a hole. There it is. You can see the hole. The cord is plastic, and you're just going to take your knitting needle and you're going to stick it through the hole. So now you have all of this extra play to use for trying on a sweater, or like I said, you can just use a smaller portion or a smaller length and use it for putting your sleeve stitches on hold. Highly, highly recommend. I didn't have any issue with them popping off. As you can see, I'm pulling. Nothing is happening. But if you just take your time and really pull, they just come right off. So I don't know who thought of this. I've been knitting sweaters for years. And I love it. I just absolutely love it. So definitely get yourself some of those. I think that's it. I think that's all oh no, I did say I had one more thing. The Grocery Girls mentioned these on a recent episode. So these are from the Ochre Leah maker. Ochre Leah creates these beautiful leather stitch markers. Look at that. Metallic gold leather stitch markers. Yes, please, and thank you. They're pretty good size too. I think you could use these to up maybe a size 10 needle. But I thought these were super, super adorable. So thank you, Ochre Leah, for creating these lovely things. So yeah, I think I have covered everything. Before I close out, let's talk real quick about what's around the corner, what's coming up. So Maryland Sheep and Wool, of course, will be taking place in May, first weekend in May, May 6 and 7, and I do plan on attending. I don't know if there's going to be a podcaster meetup, but I will be trying to find out if it is, and if it is, I will definitely be there for that, and would love to meet some of you in person. That would just be so super awesome. Next week, which is the 17th and 18th, Amy of Lobby and Me will be visiting Looped Yarn Stores in Washington, D.C. She will be signing copies of her latest book, which is worsted. And of course, she will be bringing yarn. So I will definitely be there on the 18th to meet her. And I already have the worsted book, but if she can sign it for me, that would be awesome. I would love to try her new base. Can't think of the name of it right now. It is a worsted base, and it's what all the patterns in the book are created from. But yeah, I like to get some of that, and maybe a couple of skeins of her Yellow Brick Road if she has it. I think that's it for what's around the corner. If you know of any other events in Maryland, no, there is one more. So there will definitely be some other events tied to Maryland Sheep and Wool. 29 Bridges is putting on an event the Friday before Maryland Sheep and Wool, and I cannot remember the name of it, but definitely go to 29 Bridges webpage to see details about their like pre Maryland Sheep and Wool event. I will try to go there. It just depends on my energy level and what my transportation situation is, and whether my husband is going to be going or not. There's also a scrapbook festival. I believe that's the name of it. Scrapbooking Expo. Scrapbooking Expo will be taking place towards the end of April, and that's going to take place in Chantilly, Virginia at the Dulles Convention Center, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I'll put all these things in the show notes. And if you are attending, just let me know, and we'll try to figure out a way to meet up and meet each other. So I do think that is everything I had to share with you. Get a chance to visit the shop. I have released several new things, so many new things, new washi tapes, new sticker sets. I don't know if I have anything with me. Oh, yes, I do. I do have a couple of new things. I'll just share those with you real quick, and then we'll end. This first sticker set I want to share with you was inspired by my wonderful friends, and I call this Faith and Friends. So it just has some of my favorite sayings on it, and it's based on the Bible book of Ruth and the wonderful friendship of Ruth and Naomi, and all the other sayings are about faith and friends, and how much we need our friends. I don't know where I'd be without true friendships. I'm so blessed to have so many wonderful people in my life who have my back, and that feeling is quite mutual. If you're watching, you know who you are. So that's what that sticker sheet was inspired from. This sticker sheet I call Never Forgotten. I've mentioned this before. This is the anniversary time of both my mother and sister's death, who passed away 3 years ago within 30 days of each other. And it's just, it's hard. I just can't even, the years get a little easier, but around the anniversary times, it's just tough. And so I wanted to have something in my journal to just help me to express how I was feeling, and that was the inspiration behind this sticker sheet. It's called Never Forgotten, as I said, and it is available on the website as a free download. So you can download it, you can print it on plain paper and use, cut out the shapes and just tape it to your journals or to your notebooks. You can also buy sticker paper very inexpensively on Amazon, and you'll still have to cut out the prints, but at least once you've cut it out, you can just separate it from the backing and you have a sticker. So again, it is free on the website. I've been having a lot of fun with vintage journaling. So this is another piece I will be adding to the vintage collection. This is their 5 separate stickers here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've already done the layering for you. So if you have a mini journal, these are perfect for that, or even a larger journal. You can use these in that, and I absolutely love them. We also carry journals in the shop, hardcover A5 as well as smaller journals. And then finally, the newest collection, which doesn't even have a name yet, are these beautiful ladies in head wraps. We've got some tribal shapes here, and these prints are what you would see in like a traditional mud cloth. So I thought that was really beautiful. Those same prints we have in thick strips of washi, and you see I've already used one. I was doing some sampling. And finally, here are some deco circles with the same prints on them. So lots and lots of new things. To see what's new, just click on the new button and you'll be brought to all the new stuff. And if it's something you're looking for, just send me a message either through Shopify or on Instagram, and I can help you find what you're looking for. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I enjoyed delivering it to you. Again, don't forget about our make-along. We're making vests for the month of March and April, and we can even extend that if we have to. One last thing, I realized I did not show you what yarn I'm going to be using for my trim vest. This is it. I wound one skein last night. This is Kelborn Woolen Scout, and the color is Mulberry. So this is what I will be using for my vest. Okay, I really do think that's it. So please stay well, stay safe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.